Now to present the Greatest Generation Award to the Greek American. It's a gentleman who many of us in the Greek American community here knew and thought extraordinarily highly of, Nick Bouras. He has some phenomenal World War II stories. One I've just got to, I don't think it'll interrupt, I've just got to mention that he flew with his plane crew, I don't remember how many missions, very dangerous missions, and one time was sick and could not go and was replaced, and that was the day the plane went down. It's an amazing story how brave these people were in World War II and how close they came to death, so many of them. But introducing the World War II Greatest Generation Award to Nick and his brother Sam Bouras is the first and longest serving Greek-American United States senator in American history, somebody that you all know very well, and that is Paul Sarbanes. And accepting the award will be Bill Crane, trustee of the Nicholas J. and Anna K. Bouras Foundation. Senator Sarbanes.
Well, Andy, thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be back with you as the WWII Day Foundation does its annual celebration, and particularly pleased to come and honor the Bouras brothers. I didn't know Sam Bouras, who of course died at a young age in World War II, as a matter of fact. In December of 1944, he was sent overseas to fight in the Battle of the Bulge. He was captured, was held prisoner, and actually he died in captivity and was laid to rest at Golden Gate National Military Cemetery out in San Francisco. He was 25 years old, so I never had the opportunity to meet him. But I did meet Nicholas Bouras many years ago and knew him for quite a long time, and have enormous respect for both brothers, but my respect for Nicholas Bouras stems in large part from just knowing him. He was a man of great integrity. He enlisted in the Army Air Force. It's amazing how committed families were to that effort, to our nation, and how completely so many of the Greek American families threw themselves into the war effort. Nicholas Bouras enlisted in 1942. By the end of the war, he had attained the rank of major. He'd flown 44 combat missions in the European theater as a bombardier navigator on B-26 and A-26 bombers. He received a number of decorations: a Distinguished Flying Cross, 8 Air Medals, 5 Battle Stars, and after his discharge from the service, he went back to build one of the great private business enterprises in the country. I had the opportunity a few years ago, when Nicholas Bouras received the Athena Waters Human Rights Award, to go to New York and join in that event. Actually, I brought him a flag that had flown, well, we can't see the Capitol because the monument's blocking it, but had flown over the U.S. Capitol to present to him that evening. When he got up to speak, and those of you who knew him know what a sort of humble man he was. I mean, he did not really seek plaudits and laudatory expressions, but he got up and he said, I, like my parents, am a Greek Orthodox Christian who tries to love God with all my heart, all my mind, and all my soul, and love my neighbors as myself. And he went on to say, human rights is not a right just for us. It's a right and responsibility of every human being on earth. And then he said, I would also like to recognize the members of the armed forces. This is just a few years ago now. You see, he hadn't just come out of the fighting. Recognize the members of the armed forces who put themselves in harm's way so we can pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So we particularly thank those members of the armed forces that are here with us today. When I spoke at that event and presented the flag to him, I went on to say, in honoring Nicholas Bouras, we recognize a model of integrity, of generosity, of benevolence. He has demonstrated the true meaning of Christian stewardship. And those who knew him know how true that comment is. He was a person of extraordinary commitment, and he graced our community. We mourn his passing. I'm honored to come today with you to honor him and his brother Sam on this occasion as the WWII Day Foundation recognizes the Greek-American World War II veterans. To receive the honor, we have Bill Crane. Bill Crane is here with Bill Crane is Judge Ted Bozanellis, who's also on the board of the Nicholas and Anna Bouras Foundation. Bill Crane is the president of the board of the foundation, and we're very pleased that he's with us today to accept this award. Bill, it's my honor to... All right. You want me to hold it for you?
Thank you, Senator Sarbanes, and it is truly an honor to accept this award on behalf of the entire Bouras family, and in loving memory of my best friend of 28 years, Nicholas Bouras, and in memory of his brother Sam, who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Thank you.
If I might take just a very brief point of personal privilege, I just want to tell you a story Nick Bouras told me about World War II, because for me, who is not in the military, it made this really come alive. It was on D-Day, and they woke up that morning, and their commander told them, it was a very overcast day, told them, we are going to fly over Utah Beach under the clouds. And they were all terrified, because they figured the Germans would be able to shoot them out of the air, which they did for many of them. However, those planes did hit the machine gun nests, and on Utah Beach, very few people were killed during the D-Day landing. Over Omaha Beach, that commander said, we're going to go in over the clouds and drop our bombs through the clouds onto the machine gun nests. Most of those bombs landed a half a mile from their targets, and I've forgotten the number of thousands who lost their lives that day on Omaha Beach. But it was just incredible World War II stories.